It's the Seahawk basketball show featuring Takeo Siddle. Coming up on episode 2, we'll recap a couple of road games for UNCW, the win at Upstate, and the tough setback at top-ranked Kansas. We'll have our player profile. Donovan Newby, the graduate point guard, is our focus for that. We'll hand out our weekly hardware, and we'll look ahead. A busy week coming up for UNCW that will include the Live Oak Bank Holiday Classic, the first ever tournament here in Trask Coliseum. We'll talk about that today as well. That and more coming up this week's edition, episode 2 of the Seahawk basketball show featuring Takeo Siddle. Now to Newby. Seahawks, Newby launching a 3 and hitting it! Oh, what a shot for Newby! Well, UNCW, after opening a couple of games in Trask Coliseum, they hit the road for the first time as we talk about those games coming up here. Mike Vaccaro alongside the coach, Takeo Siddle. And Coach, always interesting on the road, especially with a new team here. And your first test came in Spartanburg, South Carolina, one of the smallest venues in the country, but it was an electric place when you took on USC Upstate last week.
Yeah, it was a fun environment, like you said, and versus a really good team that just taken Wake all the way to the end and had chances to win that game. And we knew it would be a tough challenge, especially being on the road for the first time with this group. And that was very concerning for me, but I knew we'd go in and fight, and I knew our returners and with a mix of some of the new guys, I knew they would be ready to roll.
Well, tough was the key word. You talked to your kids prior to that they need to be a little bit tougher, and certainly the second half, I think that was a difference in this game.
You can't win on the road if you're not tough. And we talked about being together and being desperate. We talked about those things in particular, and I thought we checked boxes in all three areas the other night in South Carolina.
Yeah, and it was a back and forth ball game as well. You need to make some big plays, and once again, Donovan Newby was that guy who was starting to make those plays late in the game.
How about his effort? Being injured and still coming out there and fighting and putting us on his back, so to speak, in the second half, and especially late in the game. He made so many big plays for our group.
Yeah, it was a bad back at that as well, but he played great. The Seahawks on the road for the first time, able to get a win. Let's take a look at the highlights here from UNCW taking on USC Upstate for the very first time. Again, tight ball game on the road. The Seahawks get the win, 89-85, the final score there. As you see, Back and forth it was. 18 lead changes, 13 ties in this game, Coach. Again, you get tested early on, and you do it on the road as well. This is what you love to see, especially when you can come out ahead with this victory.
Yeah, I mean, we love to be in games like that, especially as many as we can be in here in November, and in the non-conference in particular as we go into conference play, you know, testing ourselves on the road, experiencing some adversity and responding the right way together. Like I always say, as much of that as we can experience, and it's always good to be on the right side of it. It's only going to help our group.
Donovan Newby, 20 points in this game, 7 of 13. Most of his points coming in the second half. And then Kamari McGriff, 13 points as well. Those two guys have been your leaders. Sean Moore got the starting nod as well. He was in double figures with 10 points. So a lot to like for UNCW, getting that first road victory under their belt to start 3-0 on the young season. We'll take a break. When we get back, we'll talk about the trip to top-ranked Kansas, the Seahawks, in Lawrence, Kansas for the first time ever. We'll have those highlights coming up next.
It's Truck Month at your Carolina Ford dealers. Get great offers on a large selection of Ford F-150 trucks with available smart tech like Ford Blue Cruise, the hands-free highway driver assist feature named Consumer Reports' top-rated active driving assistance system 2 years in a row. Tough this smart can only be found here during Ford Truck Month. Get up to $10,500 in total savings plus 3 years of Ford Blue Cruise on a 2024 Ford F-150 XLT Hybrid.
Hey, grab me one too.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be.
It's so easy. Get out your own way.
Morning flurries. The return of special traditions like candied bacon, a warm, cozy fire, special gifts to open, and cinnamon raisin biscuits home for the holidays. All wrapped up and shared with good people. This season, unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. Our gift to you, breakfast now served till noon.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be.
It's so easy. Get out your own way.
Well, UNCW, Coach, the second time the last 3 years you take on a top-ranked team in the country. You did that against North Carolina a couple of years ago. Kansas here this past week in Lawrence, Kansas, and certainly a historic place, Fog Allen Fieldhouse, but you wanted your kids focused on the task at hand.
Yeah, I mean, the standard, the expectation here while I'm leading this program is always going to be to go in and compete to win. And, you know, I wanted to make sure mentally they were in the right place. Not going in, taking pictures and being enamored with all the banners and all that stuff that comes with it. But I wanted to make sure that mentally we were in the right place to go in and compete to win the game. And that was the first step. And then understanding what was going to go into that. And, you know, I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job with that.
Yeah, down just 5 points at halftime. I think their size, to me, took over a little bit. Points in the paint and on the glass as well was maybe part of the difference in this one.
Yeah, they were so physically imposing, Mike, from every position. It was like sometimes we couldn't even move. They were so physical. It's just a couple levels up. You know, they got pro bodies, and they're a really good team. And obviously they're number one for a reason. They'll have a chance to win a national championship. But I thought our guys fought. Thought it was a lot of good in that game. We don't do moral victories, but a whole lot of good in that game, and a lot that we can learn from.
Yeah, Kamari McGriff, one of those guys that a whole lot of good from him, battling Hunter Dickinson, the All-American at center for the Jayhawks. Let's take a look now at the highlights again from Lawrence, Kansas. UNCW taking on Kansas for the very first time. Well, again, as you said, Coach, no moral victories here, but hung in there certainly until the very end. And Kamari McGriff, close to a double-double, 18.7 rebounds, almost a double-double for Noah Ross, 10 points, 9 rebounds. So, again, some of the good takeaways, some of those guys hitting the glass and doing some good things.
Yeah, those guys played with the right intent. They played very forceful with their attack. I thought they were completely locked in. And those guys always give themselves a chance to play well with how they prepare throughout the week. So very proud of them, and I'm looking forward to everybody getting better this week.
Yeah, I thought you took care of the basketball really well. And again, UNCW down just 5 at halftime before coming up short on the road against the top-ranked team in the country, the Kansas Jayhawks. We'll take a break here. When we get back, our Pepsi player profile will reintroduce us to one of the leaders on this team right now, Donovan Newby. He's our focus, and that's next.
People have trusted Reed's Jewelers with their life's moments since 1946. That's because we're family-owned. We treat everyone who walks through our doors or visits our website as a part of our family. We have a beautiful selection of jewelry and watches for any occasion. We offer free shipping and returns, as well as multiple payment options to make sure you find the perfect gift. See why people have trusted Reed's Jewelers to celebrate their life's moments for over 75 years.
Hi, my name is Dr. Claude Jarrett with Wilmington Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine here on UNCW's campus for your Medical Minute. Here in Wilmington, we're lucky enough to have the ability to enjoy a lot of outdoor sports and activities, such as our lovely beaches. One of the more common injuries that we see this time of year are biceps tendon ruptures. The bicep tendon ruptures typically with eccentric load with heavy lifting by flexing the elbow. One of the best ways to prevent this type of injury is make sure you're lifting in a correct manner, using more legs, less arms. With Wilmington Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our job is to help patients avoid long lines and expensive costs of the emergency room. We're able to tackle many orthopedic injuries, such as acute traumas, fractures, and sprains.
Preparing for the big game, athletes practice countless hours year-round. Then, it's game time. And their fans get to see the results, cheering on their team to a win. At Coastline Insurance, we're working hard behind the scenes, preparing for when you need us, because we want our customers to be our biggest fans. Let Coastline Insurance shop your coverage and find out why we say, when we shop, you win. Find us online at coastlineinsurance.com.
For over 25 years,
Window World has been Wilmington's leading exterior remodeler.
from Window World of Wilmington.
I'm Joey Pollard, and this is my daughter Hannah. We offer endless window options and colors.
Talk about instant curb appeal.
Whether supplying storm protection or security,
Window World has you covered. Backed by our lifetime limited warranty.
Window World is still offering superior products
At great prices. Thank you, Wilmington.
for all your support over the years.
Time now for the Pepsi player profile. Coach, we're talking about Donovan Newby. We've already talked quite a bit about him because he's having a great start to this season and maybe even better than you envisioned from him. But this is a guy that puts the time in, and we're seeing the results.
Yeah, very proud of him. He's really stepped up in his leadership, and he's kind of taken on that role that Shaquem took on last year for this program, and just taking complete ownership into his role. And you know, he's preparing himself to play well. He's one of a kind, that's for sure.
And he's a transfer, but now in the program for 3 years. I think that makes a difference, the fact that he knows you, he knows the culture of this program.
Yeah, he's one of us, Mike. He's one of us, and that's important, especially with this the transfer portal and all of the stuff going on in college basketball. To have guys that have the DNA of guys that you want in your program is extremely important, and he's doing everything I can ask for and more.
Again, off to a great start. Our Pepsi player profile, Kagan Jackson sits down now with Donovan Newby.
Seahawk Nation, joining me today for today's player profile is none other than Mr. Donovan Newby. Some of us know you as Don Juan, Don John, Dono, but you've had the nickname Mello for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Where did the nickname Mello come from?
I want to say my best friend in high school, he go to Xavier. He started calling me Mello in high school just because I just be so chill and just how I be out on the court. I just take my time, so he just called me Mello.
Melo. You heard it here first, Seahawk Nation. Call him Melo when you see him hit a big three this season. So you have a very strong family. We see him at our home games all the time. Mr. Newby's always a big hit. But you have a very, very strong family. What I want to know is, how have your family values enabled you to become a better basketball player and a better person?
Definitely my family values have, they just build a foundation for me. Once you got a rock solid foundation, you can really build from that and do anything. So just the work ethic and just staying on the up and up, just trying to do the right thing and live the right way. So yeah.
Don, you're kind of rare in college basketball these days. You've been here for, this will be your third season at UNCW.
Yeah.
What is it about the school, the town, the program that's kept you around?
Definitely the family oriented from the culture on the basketball side. And then just like the fans and our supporters, they're crazy and they love UNCW basketball. And once you have that support, that's almost all you need to just try to do your best and go all the way.
Don, we've seen you rock a lot of different hairstyles while you've been here. You kind of like to switch it up. We've seen the braids, we've seen the afro. Yeah. What can we expect to see in Trask Coliseum this year?
I don't know. I got some riled up for y'all. It's gonna be some different stuff this year for sure.
It's a secret. You're gonna keep it wrapped up.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it wrapped up for now.
All right. So we talked to Matt Moore about this. You guys are both Chicago natives. So is Michael Jordan your GOAT, being a Chicago guy?
Absolutely not. LeBron James. His stats. His longevity, it speaks for itself. LeBron James is the best player of all time. And if you can argue with whoever you want to argue, you're not going to change my mind. But yeah.
And Jordan's too?
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely, no doubt about that.
All right. Folks, you heard it here first. LeBron James is Donovan Newby's GOAT. Don, thanks for joining me today. Big things coming from Don this season. Thanks, Don.
Yep.
It's Truck Month at your Carolina Ford dealers. Get great offers on a large selection of Ford F-150 trucks with available smart tech like Ford Blue Cruise, the hands-free highway driver assist feature named Consumer Reports' top-rated active driving assistance system 2 years in a row. Tough this smart can only be found here during Ford Truck Month. Get up to $10,500 in total savings plus 3 years of Ford Blue Cruise on a 2024 Ford F-150 XLT Hybrid.
Hey, grab me one too.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be.
It's so easy. Get out your own way.
Morning flurries. The return of special traditions like candied bacon, a warm, cozy fire, special gifts to open, and cinnamon raisin biscuits home for the holidays. All wrapped up and shared with good people. This season, unwrap the holiday goodness of Hardee's. Our gift to you, breakfast now served till noon.
I'm just being myself, cool as can be.
It's so easy. Get out your own way.
Time for the Wilmington Health Play of the Week. We go back to the Upstate game in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Back and forth ball game. Donovan Newby provides us our Play of the Week. Well, once again, we see why Donovan Newby is off to a great start here. A big play there, Coach. Again, when you needed some big plays on the road against Upstate, he was making them.
Yeah, we just wanted to give him the ball and try to give him a ball screen to get downhill. And we trust his decision making, and he made the right play just about every time, especially down the stretch. And like I said, I'm proud of him because he could have bowed out and tried to sit out of that game because he was struggling. Like, he had to prepare himself to even be able to play in the game. He stayed up all night working on his back, and he's just a warrior.
He certainly is, and again, providing us with our Wilmington Health Play of the Week. How about our Win the World Wilmington High Impact Rebounder of the Week? And it is, once again, Noah Ross, averaging 9 rebounds in the 2 games. He's your leading rebounder right now. Maybe not expected, but boy, when you look at the high motor he has, you do expect it.
Yeah, no, he has a knack for just being around the basketball, and some guys are just like that. I talked about Devontae Kaycock before on the show, but Devontae was always around the basketball. His motor never stopped, and Noah has a very similar motor. I'm not comparing them as players, but in terms of their mentality to go after the basketball, Noah does that at a high level.
Yeah, doing a great job right now. Time now for the Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week, and Kamari McGriff, Coach, again, a lot like Newby and Ross, putting the time in off the floor and is paying off right now. He's doing some big things early on.
He really is. He's letting the game come to him. It's crazy that I'm going to say this, but I think he'll get better as the season goes. I think his best basketball is still ahead of him. He's still learning how to be dominant in his new role as a guy that can score it from different levels on the court, and a guy that we're going to feature some in our offense. So I think his best basketball will be down the road for sure.
Yeah, averaging 15.5 points this past week, averaging double figures for the season as well. Our Carolina Ford Dealers Player of the Week, Kamari McGriff. We'll take our final break. When we get back, we'll talk about the Live Oak Bank Holiday Classic coming up here inside Trask Coliseum. That's next.
People have trusted Reed's Jewelers with their life's moments since 1946. That's because we're family owned. We treat everyone who walks through our doors or visits our website as a part of our family. We have a beautiful selection of jewelry and watches for any occasion. We offer free shipping and returns, as well as multiple payment options to make sure you find the perfect gift. See why people have trusted Reed's Jewelers to celebrate their life's moments for over 75 years.
Hi, my name is Dr. Claude Jarrett with Wilmington Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine here on UNCW's campus for your Medical Minute. Here in Wilmington, we're lucky enough to have the ability to enjoy a lot of outdoor sports and activities, such as our lovely beaches. One of the more common injuries that we see this time of year are biceps tendon ruptures. The bicep tendon ruptures typically with eccentric load with heavy lifting by flexing the elbow. One of the best ways to prevent this type of injury is make sure you're lifting in a correct manner, using more legs, less arms. With Wilmington Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, our job is to help patients avoid long lines and expensive costs of the emergency room. We're able to tackle many orthopedic injuries such as acute traumas, fractures, and sprains.
Preparing for the big game, athletes practice countless hours year-round. Then, it's game time, and their fans get to see the results, cheering on their team to a win. At Coastline Insurance, we're working hard behind the scenes, preparing for when you need us, because we want our customers to be our biggest fans. Let Coastline Insurance shop your coverage and find out why we say, when we shop, you win. Find us online at coastlineinsurance.com.
For over 25 years,
Window World has been Wilmington's leading exterior remodeler.
from Window World of Wilmington.
I'm Joey Pollard, and this is my daughter Hannah. We offer endless window options and colors.
Talk about instant curb appeal.
Whether supplying storm protection or security,
Window World has you covered. Backed by our lifetime limited warranty.
Window World is still offering superior products
At great prices. Thank you, Wilmington.
for all your support over the years.
Well, UNCW, after being on the road, back home, and for 3 games in 4 days for the Live Oak Bank Holiday Classic here, Coach, and a chance to host your own tournament. You've been on the road so many times during Thanksgiving week, but now you're at home.
Special. It is so special for us to be able to host this tournament for our city, for our university, for our fans. This was something that when Mike Oblinger took over the job as athletic director, this was one of the things I talked about, having a tournament here over the holidays that we could call our own, something that we could be proud of. And this is only the foundation of it, and we hope to build on it to make it something really big.
Yeah, so Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday in Trask Coliseum, 2 games each day. Colgate, Sam Houston, App State, along with UNCW. Should be a fun tournament. Live Oak Bank Holiday Classic coming your way next week. Those tickets still on sale. Go to uncwsports.com/buy tickets to make sure you're there. Coach, should be fun next week. Best of luck.
Thank you, Mike.
For Takeo Siddle, Riley Nance behind the scenes, Kagan Jackson, and also Brandon Sands. I'm Mike Vaccaro. We'll see you next week, or actually in 2 weeks, off next week. We'll see you in 2 weeks for the Seahawk Basketball Show featuring Takeo Siddle.